most candid interview in 2024 poll season. Modi rose 400 par, set to be a reality.
मैं साफ देख रहा हूं कि देश की जनता के लिए 400 पार ये नारा नहीं है, 400 पार ये हकीकत है।
Prime Minister Modi's unsparing attack on the opposition.
उनको पूछो भाई आप बेरोजगार हो गए पॉलिटिकली, इसलिए सारी दुनिया को बेरोजगार क्यों कहते हो तुम?
Big Bang Modi interview, the biggest voice of this Lok Sabha battle.
So this biggest interview in this poll season, the man spearheading the BJP's 2024 campaign, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, spoke exclusively to India today. He reiterated the 400 par war cry. Prime Minister Narendra Modi made it very clear that the BJP's target is actually becoming a reality. Now, amidst this big reservation showdown, the Prime Minister also made it clear that the BJP will ensure that there is no religion-based quota and that there will be no going against the Constitution of India. The Prime Minister targeted the opposition and the Congress in particular. He targeted the Gandhi family, saying that they harbored hatred towards the Indian Army for the 1962 debacle under Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's leadership of the country.
3 चरणों के चुनाव हो चुके हैं। चौथे चरण के लिए आज मतदान है। उत्तर प्रदेश और बिहार में जो आपको समर्थन मिल रहा है, इसको आप भविष्य में एनडीए के लिए कैसा देखते हैं?
मैं साफ देख रहा हूं कि देश की जनता के लिए 400 पार ये नारा नहीं है, 400 पार ये हकीकत है। पहले 3 चरण में साफ हो चुका है। आज चौथे चरण का मतदान चल रहा है और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि लोग गर्मी कितनी ही क्यों न हो, देश का भविष्य सुनिश्चित करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं और ऐसे सभी प्रतिबद्ध नागरिक अवश्य ही मतदान करेंगे, पक्का करेंगे और भारतीय जनता पार्टी और एनडीए की एक मजबूत सरकार फिर से बनाएंगे।
सर, कई विपक्षी दल ये कह रहे हैं कि 400 सीटें एनडीए को नहीं आएंगी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जो है 370 सीटें नहीं आएंगी। राहुल गांधी ने एक चुनावी सभा में ये कह दिया कि इस बार प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जो हैं वो 24 में पीएम नहीं बनेंगे। इसको किस प्रकार देखते हैं?
2 चीजों को 2 हिस्से करते हैं। अब तक वो ये कह रहे थे कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी 400 पार नहीं कर पाएगी और मैं उनकी इस चर्चा का स्वागत करता हूं, क्योंकि उनको ये लग रहा है हो सकता है 399 हो, उनको लगता है हो सकता है 398 हो, इसलिए उनका भी बेंचमार्क 400 है, हमारा भी बेंचमार्क 400 है और हमको लगता है हम 400 पार करेंगे, वो कहते हैं 400 पार नहीं करेंगे। तो इतना ही फर्क है।
So multiple headline points in what Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, but scathing in his attack on the Congress party. Joining me on this special broadcast is Sanju Verma, spokesperson of the BJP. Tehseen Poonawala is a political analyst, will give us the Congress perspective. Rajat Sethi is a political commentator. So is Ashutosh, author and political analyst, was earlier with the Aam Aadmi Party. And Ashutosh, I want to begin by asking you, sir. The Prime Minister has taken this 400 par constitution to be changed point that the opposition raises right to the opposition camp, says it's the Congress party that has repeatedly attacked the constitution from Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to Rahul Gandhi. He's taken the war into the opposition camp, sir, Ashutosh.
No, Gaura, I had seen this interview many times and I could see only that the Prime Minister was very defensive and he was trying to answer the question which has been raised by the opposition. In fact, in this entire interview, in fact, in the last 3-4 interviews which I have watched and witnessed, I could not see that the Prime Minister is setting any agenda for the nation, and that's one of the shortcomings of this election, because Mr. Modi is known to set an agenda. You look at 2014, there was a national agenda. In 2019, there was a national agenda. This time, he's shifting goalposts. He started with Ram Mandir, then he started with guarantee, and then he committed the biggest mistake of his life, and that he started commenting on the constitution of the manifesto of the Congress party, and that was a trap, and he fell into that. Even this interview also, he was trying to answer the question that the BJP is not going to change the constitution because he knows the alignment of the Dalits and the Ambedkarites with the constitution is very strong, and it will really damage the party.
Fair enough. But has he taken the battle to the Congress camp where he says it's the Congress that has repeatedly targeted the constitution? But responds Sanju Verma, Ashutosh says that the Prime Minister was very defensive in that interview to Aaj Tak, to India Today.
You know, Ashutosh and me, we have been on we've been on several debates in the last couple of months. And I remember, Gaurav, with offense to none, that even prior to Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Telangana election results coming out, Ashutosh डंके की चोट पर सीना तान कर ये कहते थे, चाहे सूरज ईस्ट से उगे ना उगे और वेस्ट में अस्त हो ना हो, बट डबल इंजन सरकार नहीं बनेगी इस बार. And look what happened. BJP got more than 160 seats in Madhya Pradesh. He was saying the law and order situation in Ashok Gehlot government crumbling is just a figment of BJP's wild imagination. And look what happened. Ashok Gehlot was shown the door. He said, Chhattisgarh mein to dobara Bhupesh Baghel will come back to power with a thumping majority. And, I'm not going to pull back my punches. Ashutosh had a nice big fat omelette on his face after Bhupesh Baghel was also shown the door, with the tribal population clearly telling that Baghel had failed them in no uncertain terms. Point number one. Point number two, I just want to say this. For people who say, oh, PM was defensive, oh, BJP spokesperson is aggressive, are you telling us कि आप मोदी जी को गालियां देते रहोगे, आप अमित शाह को गालियां देते रहोगे, you will start screaming caste census, you will say हम दलितों का, आदिवासियों का आरक्षण लेकर मुसलमानों को देते रहेंगे, but you expect that the Prime Minister will keep it zipped. No, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen.
Okay.
Because Article 19 के तहत जो freedom of expression गौरव सावंत को है, संजू वर्मा को है, आशुतोष को है, the same freedom of expression is something that Prime Minister Narendra Modi also enjoys.
Fair enough. So you're saying he wasn't on the defensive? But is he setting the agenda or not setting the agenda, as Ashutosh says? But since you said Ashutosh had egg on his face in previous elections, Ashutosh, you raised your finger. You want to quickly respond to that, sir? And on the point that the Prime Minister or the BJP says it's the Congress that raises the bogey of constitution change, whereas it's the Congress that has actually toyed or played with the constitution repeatedly. Ashutosh. Sir, you're on mute.
I like it when Sanju Verma says I have an egg on my face because I really like to eat eggs. And I really feed on eggs. So I have nothing to worry about it. Thank God she didn't say that the omelette on my face. The fact of the matter is that look at the irony of this because I really admire Prime Minister because he has a charisma and he really weaves narrative. But this time, why he need to react on the Congress manifesto, on this allegation, this accusation that the BJP gets more than 400 seats, then the BJP will change the constitution. Okay. Why he's going back to Jawaharlal Nehru? Why he's going back to Indira Gandhi? Why he's going back to Rajiv Gandhi? The issue is the BJP has failed to set an agenda and narrative. Last time, you remember in 2019, it is the Prime Minister's narrative and the opposition was reacting. Okay. This time, it is opposition's narrative and the BJP is reacting. That's irony.
Fair enough. Rajat Sethi, is that how you see this? That the Prime Minister or the BJP is only reacting to a narrative that's being set by the Congress party and the BJP is not setting the agenda or the Prime Minister is not setting the agenda for this election?
I think, neutrally speaking, what the Prime Minister said is the exact agenda setting which BJP has been successfully doing for several decades now. BJP has consistently been saying that Congress's intentions have to be questioned because they have never, succeeded when it came to holding power. They have never respected the Constitution. These anecdotes from the history are clear reflection of how much amount of commitment they have on the Constitution that they keep flashing every other day. So I think BJP is bang on the agenda. This is their agenda: to discredit Congress Party, to continue to discredit, showcase what they did when they had power in hand, showcase what Rahul Gandhi used to respect the institution of the Prime Minister, show what kind of a bratty attitude he had. The current generation, the Gen Z, doesn't remember the UPA days. They were not even born or mature enough to understand what UPA entailed. It is the job of the BJP and Prime Minister Modi to reiterate it, and that is their agenda. That is their core agenda. And I think Prime Minister is not stepping even an inch away from that agenda. It could be to Ashutosh Ji's liking or disliking, I don't know. But the problem with Ashutosh Ji's analysis is that in every line that Prime Minister speaks, he wants to find a small hair of argument that there is something that the confidence of Prime Minister is shaking. Somehow he is losing. Ashutosh Ji, how many debates do you want to get defeated on by constantly trying to say that there is something happening and BJP is somehow coming below the majority mark? Sir, these arguments do not stick.
We'll know that on the 4th. We'll know that on the 4th of June for sure. But the other point that the Prime Minister raised, that the Congress carries a chip on its shoulder, the 1962 debacle under Pandit Nehru, and that is why the Congress is repeatedly targeting the armed forces. Tehseen Poonawalla, the Prime Minister's point is that the Gandhi family is very worried that Indira Gandhi's stature will come down, Rajiv Gandhi's stature will come down, because in case Narendra Modi were to become the Prime Minister in 2024, then he'll only be the second person after Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and that is something that the Congress is very upset about.
Good evening, Gaurav. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Now, I can't help what the Honorable Prime Minister thinks or likes to live in a make-believe world. People have credit cards, debit cards. If the BJP has a victim card, it's not my fault. They can live with the victim card. I'm happy with my credit and debit card. The point is this. This is the greatest country in the world, Gaurav, and we all both agree on it. And the greatest country in the world, you've been Prime Minister for 10 years, 2 times Prime Minister, an absolute majority. There's nothing more any man can want than being Prime Minister. But to come down to a phenomenal channel like Aaj Tak and Musalman, Pandit Nehru, Rajiv Gandhi, Indira Gandhi, भैया आप बताओ ना 10 साल में क्या-क्या आप 5 साल में आगे करोगे क्या? To continuously just play victim. After you've got everything, this country is giving you everything. What more can this country give Prime Minister Modi? क्या मुसलमान हमारे नहीं? मुसलमान, घुसपैठिया, मंगलसूत्र, मच्छी, ये कोई बात होती करने की? मुस्लिम लीग, आप बताओ आप क्या करोगे अगले 5 साल में? Gen Z, how will you change their lives? That's the first part. Second part, let me come straight. Yes, there was a debacle against China. But under the same Indira Gandhi, we defeated China at Nathula and Chola. I have so much respect for your father. You're a veteran. You know military history. We defeated China. You know about Operation Falcon against China, Arunachal Pradesh. Rajiv Gandhi declared it Arunachal a state. You know what happened. Look, this is not. We are one country, right? No Prime Minister will want our country down. Not even Prime Minister Modi will want our country down. Why would you tarnish somebody who's a martyr for the country? Rahul Gandhi ki nani bhi constitution nahi badal sakti. Kya hai ye?
Okay, Sanju Verma wants to quickly respond. So Tehseen Poonawalla specifically refers to 1967 at Nathula, where India gave China a bloody nose. He also refers to Sundarongchu in 1986-87, where once again there was a 5-year-long standoff, but China had to bend. So Sanju Verma, the Congress Party's supporter, is raising that point. Why tarnish Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi? The three of them, Pandit Nehru, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, not there to defend themselves.
You know, Gaurav, let me play the victim card today for a change. Since Tehseen has said that, you know, the Prime Minister plays victim card, on a lighter note, today I want to play the victim card on your show, Gaurav Sawant. I would just request you to give me as much time as Tehseen. First and foremost, you know, playing the victim card, let me lay down some facts on Gaurav Sawant's show. You know, point number 1, Tehseen made a very interesting point. You know, जो पिछले 10 सालों में किया है, उसका व्याख्यान क्यों नहीं करते प्रधानमंत्री? उसका व्याख्यान भी होता है. And very quickly, I will take just 30 seconds to tell you what Prime Minister Modi has done in Varanasi, because your audience needs to hear that. 3.2 lakh toilets built in Varanasi alone under Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. 3.46 lakh tap water connections given under Jal Jeevan Mission. 11.2 lakh Ayushman cards given to people within Varanasi region alone. 71,000 beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandan Yojana.
Okay.
102,000 farmers benefited in Varanasi alone from PM Kisan Samman Nidhi. 81,000 farmers got Kisan credit cards in
Ma'am,
Varanasi
as
region
much
alone.
time as was given to Tehseen Poonawalla.
I'm finishing. Gaurav, just 2 lines more.
Okay,
2
2 more lines, ma'am.
I just have this to say that, who started, Gaurav, this entire narrative, democracy खतरे में है, लोकतंत्र खतरे में है, गणतंत्र खतरे में है. अरे आपके प्रधानमंत्री नेहरू imprisoned Majrooh Sultanpuri for 6 months only because he dared to write some lyrics against the Nehru regime. And the 1975 emergency by Indira Gandhi is not lost on anyone.
Okay.
So the Prime Minister is only showing you the mirror. And if you don't like the ugly reflection, too bad. Learn to live with it.
Okay, so Ashutosh, the BJP insists that for Gen Z, it's facts being put out in public domain, facts as the BJP sees them or as they exist. But the other point, is there genuine worry that the Prime Minister's stature, if he were to become Prime Minister once again in 2024, would only be second to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru winning 3 elections? And is there merit in the BJP saying Nehru wasn't even elected, no general elections had happened when the First Amendment was brought in and the Constitution was changed, freedom of speech was curbed?
Gaurav, if Prime Minister gets a 3rd term, who are we to question that? We live in democracy and we have to believe in it. But the fact of the matter is today, the data reeled out by BJP spokesperson, if that has been truth, Prime Minister wouldn't have gone to the calling Congress manifesto, the Muslim League manifesto, wouldn't have talked about the buffaloes, about the cows and about Sharia laws and all that. And wouldn't have called Muslims as an infiltrator. The fact of the matter is that today the Prime Minister is not talking about...
No, I take strong objection, he's lying. प्रधानमंत्री ने कभी मुसलमानों को इन्फिल्ट्रेटर नहीं कहा. Did he use the word Muslims?
Gaurav,
You cannot lie on national television. I will not allow you to lie and get away with it.
Okay, ma'am, let him complete his point. I'll quickly come to you to rebut.
Sanju Verma, I still believe that you believe in the freedom of expression. I still believe that your party believes in the freedom of expression.
Go on, sir.
If I'm wrong, you disprove me. I'm not quarreling with you. But the issue is the Prime Minister, from Prime Minister to the Amit Shah to the to Yogi Adityanath, they are scaring Hindus of this country that if Congress will come to the power, there will be Sharia law. Can you imagine something like this? If they come to the power, the Indian cricket team में सारे जो है वो किस धर्म के लोग हो जाएंगे? Is it what we are talking about? This shows that the Prime Minister is nervous, BJP is nervous and not confident about it.
Okay, Rajat Sethi, quickly 30 seconds that I have on the show.
Can I quickly come in?
Can I quickly bring in Rajat Sethi? Does this show the BJP's nervousness when the Prime Minister says will not permit religion-based quota as it goes against the spirit of the Constitution?
Just today, Prime Minister has had 5-kilometer long road show in Varanasi. If that doesn't give jitters to Congress party, it's an existential jitter. It's not a normal jitter Congress should be having right now. Look at the contrast. Contrast was Raebareli, where mother, sister and brother took a charter flight, landed directly in Raebareli and just handed over the nomination paper. This is the two contrasts of two Indias envisioned by two different set of leaders. One is a person who has risen up the ranks and that is based on his track record. Okay. And the other person's confidence is that he doesn't even know where to contest from. And on the day of the nomination, he has to literally rush around in a charter flight and just somehow submit the nomination papers. This is the commitment to the constituency that this family...
Okay, 2 seconds. Okay. Tehseen Poonawalla, one quick rebut. Tehseen Poonawalla, quickly, sir.
नहीं, I am very confused, Gaurav. थोड़ा सा मेरा confusion आप दूर कर दीजिए. आशुतोष भाई, आप मदद कीजिए. ये मोदी जी उबर ओला में गए क्या? Nomination charter flight में नहीं गए क्या? ये उबर ओला में गए? ये ना ये कोई topic होता है India Today पे. Let's talk logically. Let's talk logically. Can I?
Okay, perhaps Rajat Sethi was trying to draw the parallel between the difference in the two road shows. Okay, 30 seconds. 30 seconds, Sanju Verma. 30 seconds.
Gaurav, amidst the din of, what various panelists are saying, let us not forget one very important point. In the first 67 years of post-independent India, 54 years it was the Congress which ruled, and in those 54 years, it was 143 occasions that duly elected governments were dismissed. Out of those 143 occasions, 102 times it was the Congress prime ministers which dismissed duly elected governments. And guess what? Who dismissed duly elected governments 49 times?
Well,
Indira
you
Gandhi.
know, so it's for the voters in the remaining 3 phases to decide who they think is better. I'm sorry I've run out of time on this part of the show.